Good evening, viewers. My name is George Ngwali, and welcome to Kingdom Business, a show in which we share infallible truths and nuggets which have been tried and tested and have enabled a lot of our business people to succeed. And today, I would like to welcome a young man, a managing director of a big ICT company. Is the managing director of Compulink Systems, one of Zimbabwe's leading ICT systems integrator. He's an award-winning entrepreneur at the same time, being given the MegaFest Business Award and also being able to be the first runners-up for Customer Service Award at the Small to Medium Enterprises Association of Zimbabwe Local Legends Awards. He's also an active philanthropist who has passion to see lives being positively impacted through the use of technology. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome Simon Nyamuda. Simon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, George. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to finally get to sit down with you to just share, notes, nuggets, theories, which you have been using in your business. I'm interested to know, who is Simon? What drives Simon? Where is Simon coming from? And where is he going?
Once again, thanks for having me, George. I consider it a great honor and a privilege to be on the show.
Sure.
And it's something that I don't take lightly. Simon is a young entrepreneur, hungry to succeed, someone who's very passionate to help other people, to see the lives of other people be transformed from where they are to another level through mentorship, through leadership. And I've got a great passion for technology, and I would like to see lives transformed through the use of technology.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I understand you were promoted to be the managing director of one of Zimbabwe's very best ICT companies. It's not easy. I mean, it's a huge task. It's a mammoth task, really. How have you been handling it? How has been the journey so far?
The road is never easy.
Yeah.
And success is certainly like a mountain. And when you look at the picture of an iceberg, even that's out at sea, in the ocean, what a lot of people don't see is how deep that iceberg actually goes and how strong and the strength of it. And similarly to be in business, people don't see the sacrifices of the roots and the foundations of what you need to go through and the mountains that you need to climb to obviously excel and succeed. Leading the company at a very young age was obviously very difficult. You find yourself with leading people who are far much older than you, with far much more experience than you. But one of the things which I learned is that you really need to be bold. You really need to have courage. And you really need to have faith in God over and above everything else, because really that therein lies the foundation of who we are and what we are doing as an organization.
Amazing. Wow, I like the part where you said faith in God. I understand you're a believer, and that's an amazing thing as well. Every company, every household, every individual has a vision, or maybe if it's a company, they've got a mission. What mission do you abide by as Compulink System, and how have you been able to take those visions and missions and values really from the company to execute them into your own personal life? And like you were saying, you have a passion to see the technology that you are selling or the services that you are offering impacting and blessing really other people positively.
So the mantra of Compulink is really to always offer our customers a world-class service. We believe that we have to give our customers a higher dimension or a higher level of service. And the vision of the organization is to be a world-class systems integration house offering business value solutions which drive industry and commerce and give whichever of our customers a competitive edge in whatever area or whatever vertical that they're currently serving at. So really we see ourselves as a catalyst to get businesses achieve what they ought to achieve. If it's in the education sector, to get the education sector where it's supposed to go. If it's in governance, to get them where they're supposed to go using e-systems and using technology, digitalizing systems.
Have you ever been a part of any projects which have overlapped within the boundaries or within the borders of Zimbabwe? Or is it something in the pipeline?
So certainly, our vision is to now expand, is to go outside of the borders. And we feel that we shouldn't always look at our carnal circumstances, but we really need to look and really say, where's God taking us as an organization? What's the next big step? Where should we go? And we really feel that as an organization, we really now need to break out of our mantle, break out into different territories. But we certainly have been involved in regional projects. And I think that ability for us to say, even in an adverse environment or in an adverse economy, we're still going to try our best to offer a world-class service is really what's aided us and what's assisted us. Every time we've said that we're going to put the customer first, even at our own expense. And really that's our goal, is really to serve our customers beyond the bottom line.
Beyond the bottom line. What's really amazing me is that you're young and you had to make a decision whether to transition to university, whether to take up a professional course or be full-time working at Compulink. That was a tough decision. I mean, I have individuals who literally said, I'm taking a gap year. I'm just going to find myself a little. How did you make that decision where you say, you know what, I'm taking this by the horns and I'm going to do what it takes to drive Compulink to the place where it needs to be?
So just a brief background on Compulink. So Compulink was formed in 1991 by my father. And when I finished high school, which was in 2000 at the end of 2009, I found myself joined the organization at the period which was supposedly supposed to be my gap year. And I still was kind of torn between entering into the business world, going the chartered accountant route, and I also had an affinity for technology. And what I could say is the business found itself in a time of distress. And at that time, I obviously wanted to pursue my education, but at the same time, the organization wasn't where it was supposed to be, and probably wouldn't have even been able to have supported me in the education which I wanted to pursue at that time. So really, what I was really faced with was a situation where I needed to join the organization, and it was my heart's desire to say, I need to make things work. The business must go on. I must assist the family, and also assist for the organization to transition in and through the generations.
And when you did that, you managed to grow business units, gross profits to over 200%. Was it sheer passion for the company, or you just had it in you to say, you know what, I'm here, I'm chasing after these things? Over 200% of the current gross profit at that time, you managed to even doing, I'm reading from your bio, even doing from stores, and you moved from stores and you did a bit of, you did sales. You're still doing sales actually from your bio. How are you juggling all of these things together? Were you a technical person from birth, or you were just, or it's just the passion we're talking about, that sheer passion? You just say, you know what, I'm here, I'm gonna move.
I think the greatest thing that drove me at the time was tenacity. That drive to say, this thing needs to work, this thing needs to succeed. Irregardless, I'm going to commit my life to making this thing work. When I joined the organization, we found out that there was a lot of corruption within the organization. There were what we would like to call factions. Of people who had set up enterprises and were actually funneling business to their other entities. So for me, that's something that hurt me quite significantly. And it also drove me at the same time to really say that everything that's been stolen must be restored. And really there was a tenacity, and I think there was a hunger. I wanted to learn as much as possible. If I got an opportunity to find out what the salespeople were doing, I wanted a knowledge and an understanding, whether I was in the stores department. In the stores department, I wanted to find out how the finance people were going about everything. So I really reached a point where I just got plugged in and I got involved and worked outside of the boundaries of what was my job description, and really said, we're going to go the extra mile. And really, I think that obviously combined, especially with the foundation of faith in God and praying to God, just having that faith to say, Lord, we're putting our hope and our trust in you. That's what sustained the organization. That's what made us reach even the heights of what we reached. We were able to do things which seemed quite impossible based from where we were coming from.
Wow, thank you so much, Simon, for that amazing introduction to our show. Join us, viewers, after this short break. Welcome back, viewers, to Kingdom Business. And we are here with Simon Nyamuda, the Managing Director of Compulink Systems. Simon, welcome back.
Thank you.
In this post, tell us of the awards that you've managed to receive as the Managing Director of Compulink.
So from the time that I took the helm of the organization, the first award which I received was the award for one of our key manufacturers, Cisco Systems. It's a company worth billions of dollars, which specializes in networking solutions and systems. So I received that award in 2013, and that was the award for sales acceleration within the EMEA region, which is really Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Russia as well region. And our company was one of about 4 companies from Africa that were actually recognized to get that award, and that was for sales acceleration in the mid-market. So really that's selling their solutions to corporate, in the corporate and enterprise space. That's one award which we received. The other award which you did mention was the Mega Fest, Most Outstanding ICT Company Award, which is an award we received in 2015. In 2015, again, we were also honored with the Local Legends Runner-Up Award for Customer Service Excellence from the Small to Medium Enterprises Association of Zimbabwe. Those are some of the awards that we've attained ever since I was appointed Managing Director of the organization.
You've been able really to come through and get the work done. Sales acceleration. What does sales acceleration mean? There's probably somebody who has a business and they're more into sales.
Indeed.
Acceleration.
Yeah, certainly. So it was really an honor for businesses that have driven sales of their products in an amazing way. So there were various criteria which they used. And one of the things that they looked at was, what was your customer satisfaction index level? And for us to get the award, we needed to have a customer satisfaction index of over 4.7 out of 5. And that's something that we attain because the organization does an independent audit and does a survey to actually send out inquiries to your customers to actually find out the level of customer satisfaction. The other thing is obviously you need to push numbers and really grow your revenue, grow your sales, grow your services as well.
Apart from voice, data services, cloud computing, what are your main revenue drivers as Compulink Systems, and how have they helped you?
Okay, so apart from those services, another key area in which we do operate is within the data center for our customers. And where we've taken our strength in offering networking solutions, and we've combined that with even our strength in offering server solutions, storage solutions, to bring converged solutions to our customers, whereby you're getting your compute, you're getting your big data storage, and you're getting your networking all in one solution. So we've really married the solutions together and also been able to provide the productivity software, which also lies within that suite, straight through to the database for the applications which a customer would like to run. And now proactively, we are also looking at offering cloud solutions to our customers, as that's the direction where technology is going. We also have departments which specialize in professional services and value-added services as well for our customers. So we are constantly looking at providing our customers with solutions. We view ourselves more as a solutions company more than anything. We solve problems.
And living in this day and age, there's a lot of social media and many other devices which could be used. How have you been able to market your company and the services that you sell?
That's a great question. When I joined the organization, we were coming from a position where we had a very tight budget. So marketing was very difficult. We couldn't be as loud as possible, as loud as the others. But one of the things which we learned, and one of the ethos that we learned, was that sales sells, but services keeps the customer. So from the customers that we did have, we made it a point to develop relationships. We became very intentional about the service which we offered them. And what we found was organically there was marketing which automatically took place. From one organization saying, these guys did such an awesome job for me. And that spoke much more than some of the cold calls and pitches which we would do in the past. But we've also been very intentional in terms of where we also do see opportunities to engage customers. We do engage customers. We do have customer visits. We do have engagement. So our engagement process has been very personal because our business is business to business kind of business. We're not as consumer centric at this time. We're not as much of a retail organization. But where we have also been able to use other tools of marketing in this age of social media, we do have a website. We do also send out email mailers through services such as MailChimp, where we send out mass emailers to our targeted customers and our targeted consumers. And this age of social media is something we cannot run away from. So certainly we have now been working with intentionality to also market our services on the platforms which are most relevant in our sphere: LinkedIn, Facebook, and others.
Quite handy tools right there. And I'll go back again. As a young man, without prior knowledge, without prior training in his field, was aspiring to do accounting, and now something very technical. How did you manage as well?
I would have to say the grace of God.
Grace of God.
In our pursuit and in our journeys, we should never ever take for granted our times of placement. When we look at the life of Joseph, his life was constantly a season of preparation. It was constantly a season of placement. And everywhere Joseph went, he eventually would find himself being promoted to be the head of that area. In Potiphar's house, he was promoted to be the chief staff. In the jail, he was promoted. When he got out of jail, he got his promotion to save nations. And really, I feel in my season of preparation was I saw each and every facet of how the business would run. And even though I didn't have a full formal appreciation of it, I took what I learned and we implemented that, and also began to teach others those key areas. So I do feel I was positioned in certain areas. I went through seasons of preparation to be able to be ready and to be able to be prepared. And even when the promotion did come, you're never 100% prepared. Some of the things you learn along the way, but the key is to take the first step.
Wow, the key is to take a first step. I would have to hold you right there, Simon. Let us take a short break. Welcome back, viewers, and welcome to the third and final segment of our show, Kingdom Business. And I'm here today with the Managing Director of Compulink Systems, Simon Nyamuda. Simon, I'm just going to ask probably a thought-provoking question. What nuggets would you have for aspiring business people? People would want to venture from scratch into business.
One of the nuggets which I would give for our budding entrepreneurs or someone who would like to get into business is endurance. The ability to endure is so key. You will be faced with so many different challenges. You will find yourself going through evenings where you're not sleeping and you don't know how you're going to find the answer. Being an entrepreneur is not as predictable as being an employee where you're entitled to a paycheck at the end of the day. You constantly need to have that ability to create. You constantly need to be able to see beyond the curve that is there. And one of the things which I learned from a conference which I attended this week was that good leaders react, but great leaders anticipate. So you need to have the ability to be able to anticipate beyond the next 5 steps. You need to be able to be ahead of the game, in other words. And like what Steve Jobs says is, as an entrepreneur, never ever reach a place of complacency. Stay hungry, stay foolish. When we say stay foolish, we don't say be foolish, but we mean think outside of the box. Think beyond your current situation. Think how other people are not thinking. Dare to dream.
Seems like you're a reader, Simon. Really, the moment somebody stops absorbing knowledge, they start dying, one says. What are your current studies? Do you have any path, any professional course that you are doing at the moment?
I do. So currently I'm doing a business diploma with Celebration College. Apart from that, I also do various other industry-related certifications for our industry constantly, as technology is changing,
evolving
on a daily basis. The minute you do one examination, things have changed already. So in our pursuit of technology, we're always learning.
And word to the young people, there's so much craze about social media, tweeting, posting, and like a whole lot of things happening out there. And at the end of the day, we're finding, probably as young people, or generally as people, we're abusing social media. How best can we use social media in order to communicate and to conduct business in a way that does not undress us as well?
That's key. The way I view social media is really an amplifier. Social media is become so disruptive to our lives. And as an amplifier, social media can amplify the bad. But as an amplifier, if used correctly, social media can amplify the good. So how young people can be able to use social media effectively is that we can network like never ever before. In the past, we never ever had a situation where you would be able to actually follow a potential mentor who you've never ever seen before. But now, just through social media, if used correctly, you've got access to see posts and write-ups by some of the greatest entrepreneurs of the world right now. Strive Masiwa, Richard Branson, just to name a few. And if our young people spend more time in investing themselves to say, how can we actually use social media to actually learn, build and grow, the world will be a much better place. The other great way social media can be used is now, even in terms of getting a job, you can just post your profile on LinkedIn. You can post your profile. And I think a word of encouragement and advice to young people is, nowadays, a lot of employers actually, when they are making a recruitment decision, also do background checks on social media. So our youth also need to be very careful on what kind of content they're releasing on their social media and what kind of content they're releasing to the world. Because once you release it, some of these things can't be deleted. So we really need to be conscientiously aware of what we're doing. But social media, if used positively, can really enhance our relationships, can really enhance our wisdom, can really enhance our knowledge like never ever before.
We look at the world's biggest and the world's most successful entrepreneurs. You look at Strive Masiwa, you look at Bill Gates. Those guys are big givers. Those guys go out there, they fund projects, they help out drought relief, natural disasters. They're philanthropists. The key word is philanthropy. Do you have any works that you have done outside just the Compulink offices? Do you have any philanthropy that you do? Do you have any work, any people that you help out there?
Yes, certainly. So as an organization, we've been actively involved in building sanctuaries. We've been actively involved in sowing into children blocks or children shelters. We've been actively involved in also sowing into the less privileged, sowing seeds into the less privileged, and we feel it's an area in which we would like to actually grow into, even within the future. We've also sowed into various educational prizes at a lot of the institutions here locally, where we sponsored awards, sponsored trophies, and floating trophies in some schools as well.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a handful of information, and really I'm inspired as a young person as well. I'm totally inspired. But where do you see yourself as an individual, as an entrepreneur, as Simon, the young man, as Simon, the believer, within the next 5 years?
So the next 5 years, I believe I'm entering into a very exciting season, a very exciting journey. I would like to see us expand the business at a rapid rate within the region. And how we intend to do that is we intend to also grow with a lot of our customers who already have a base and a setup within the region. We see ourselves actually exploring other lines of technology, things like digital security, artificial intelligence, are some of the areas in which we would like to venture into in the near short to medium term time period. So I'm very excited about that journey. As an organization, we would still like to continue to sow into the communities, and we believe that as we grow, our impact and our giving should also grow exponentially and probably directly proportionally to the growth that we experience as an organization.
And as Simon, within your own perimeters,
within my own perimeters, certainly to get married, start a family, but even beyond that, to continue learning, never stop learning. There's some things also to unlearn as well, as we constantly re-engineer, rethink things. And as an organization, we even see what we're currently doing as Compulink as a subsidiary of so many other things that we're going to do in the space of technology in the next few years.
And probably just closing remarks from you. We're looking at our nation. Zimbabwe's got a whole lot of potential, and probably not to inspire business people. Somebody's watching us live from home. They're feeling discouraged. They're feeling they've walked the last step, you say, take the first step. They feel they cannot take. As a Zimbabwean, just a word of encouragement as we wrap up our show.
My word of encouragement to Zimbabwe would be, don't give up. Mighty man of God, Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole, says that perseverance always outlasts persecution. So don't give up. Weeping may endure a night, but joy will certainly come in the morning. So rise up. If you had given up, dust up that suit and start again. And don't lose heart, don't lose hope. Pursue your dreams with God in it.
Wow. Simon, I must say this was an amazing show. This was an amazing expose of your journey, the journey of Compulink, the journey from being an ordinary young person to getting into a business in a field you knew nothing about, to become a champion, to win awards, and to help people in the process. May I say it's been a pleasure. It's been amazing having you on our show, Kingdom Business. Thank you so much for joining us to our amazing show, Kingdom Business. God bless you. God keep you.